Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Holly. Welcome. I'm very happy to have you here. Today I am sharing probably one of the simplest recipes I think I've ever made. Really easy and tasty as well. But this is a recipe I found in a cookbook, so I'm going to leave the recipe down below in the description area since I can't link this to a website. But you will need at least a pound of ground beef, and this is probably about a pound and 2 ounces or so. You need a fourth of a cup of chopped onion, 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, some salt, which I'm not going to use, but if you want to add that to this you can, and some black pepper. I always use black pepper in pretty much, I would have to say, most of the recipes that I make. And you need 4 biscuits that were frozen but thawed, and I'm using the grands, and these are great especially for recipes like this because you can just take out what you need. So I'm using 4. And then you need 4 pieces of American cheese, so 4 cheese slices. And this recipe only called for those ingredients, but that's not enough for me. I feel like that wouldn't season the ground beef, so I'm using some garlic powder, some onion powder, and this New Orleans seasoning, Cajun seasoning, because that's what I would normally add to my ground beef. And now I'm going to show you how to put this together. And now you will cook that ground beef, and you want to just break it up into little pieces like crumbles, and you want to also add the onions to this, and you will cook that until the onions are softened, but you will also cook this until that meat is completely cooked. This is where you would add the salt if you wanted to add salt to it, but I'm going to go ahead and add that pepper. And you can really add any seasonings that you would like to this. I feel like you can make this your own. I'm adding that garlic powder, and then that onion powder and the Cajun seasoning. Like I said, this is something I usually put in my ground beef, like if I'm making a hamburger, and that's what this is supposed to be, like a hamburger, a cheeseburger bake kind of thing. So you cook that down, and then you will drain off the grease. I always drain off that excess grease, and you can see how much that is. It's not the lean, but then I add a little bit more, just a dash or 2 of the seasoning back in, because I've already, a lot of that gets taken out in the grease. Add the tomato sauce, and you want to just combine all that together, and that's really it for this. You want to cook this for maybe 5-10 minutes or so. You want to make sure that that juice from the tomato sauce is thoroughly cooked into the meat, so it's not watery or anything. Now take the biscuits, and I put flour down because these were sticky, and you want to spread them out to more of a 4-inch round, so you're flattening them out a little bit more. And you can see it's just, like I said, it's sticky, so try to get the excess of the flour off once you're done. But you're going to do that to all 4 of those, and you don't need a rolling pin. Fingers work just as well. You will need an 8-inch baking dish. Spray it with some nonstick spray, and then you can see that that ground beef has soaked up the tomato sauce. It's not watery, so just add that to your prepared dish and just spread it out evenly. Then take the 4 pieces of cheese and just add that to the top, and then take your biscuits and just place that on top of that. Put this in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes or so until the biscuits on top are brown. And this is what it looks like when it's done. It's about 4 servings, but this can definitely be made doubled or tripled. And this is what it looks like when it's plated. It really was delicious. It almost reminds me of like a sloppy Joe in a way. but then it does remind me of a cheeseburger, so it's kind of got those elements to it. But it was very good, and I think it just depends on the seasonings that you use. And then I just had some corn on the side with that. We weren't, this was pretty filling to us, but this is a really easy, and I mean, you cannot get much easier than this. And it really was good. So sometimes just the simplest dishes taste the best. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing more like it, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell. That will notify you when I post new videos. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. God bless y'all.